What is it? What nameless, inscrutable, unearthly thing is it? What cozening, hidden lord and master, and cruel, remorseless emperor commands me, that against all natural loving and longings, I so keep pushing and crowding and jamming myself on all the time, recklessly making me ready to do what in my own proper natural heart I durst not so much as dare. Welcome back, everybody, to The Invitational. And welcome one and all to Leviathan. We're about to witness Group 1 in Run 2 at none other than Leviathan. And we're going to dispense with any formalities. We're going to line up Group 1. There they are, Colonel Mustard, Argentum the Phoenix, and Blue Sky High. And we're getting right to it. The spinner does its quick works, landing on Blue Sky High. First out on this brutality of an obstacle is Blue Sky High. Then we pick who will go second, and by we, I mean the spinner. The fickle pointer of fate looks like it's coming down to a stop here on Argentum the Phoenix, who will be running second. The Colonel will finish out this group of 3. See you later, spinner. As mentioned, someone's got to be first, so Blue Sky High is going to make the roll up there. He's got a bit of a wonky foam there in the passenger side front. That tire's kind of all over the place. So Blue Sky High is going to take a hack at gate 1 here, which is for anyone involved in an unfortunate position, that little crag there is right between the gates. These are set to Crawler Canyon modified, which is 15 inches between gates. And unfortunately, the way that it wants to direct anyone trying to get through is directly into that little slot there, which has caught his back tire. And it's got it pretty good. I don't know if he's going to be able to straighten it out enough. I mean, it's caught it enough to where Blue Sky High is four-wheel steer, but he was well and truly entrenched there. Hurricane's out of it pretty easily. Sometimes I call it a hurricane. Sometimes I call it a cyclone. If you get a tighter spin, I think it's a cyclone. If you go past your own length and width, I guess it's a hurricane. So gate 2, equally off camber, let's call it, very sloped. He's trying to get his rear end to push up, and does so successfully. That was a bit of a midpoint cyclone. I think he's going to reset back down to flat ground again, bringing it around. Didn't need to come all the way through the start finish, but you know, he does what he does. Gate 3, not so bad in terms of side hilliness, but more in terms of location and how badly broken the terrain is. Let's see if you can pivot this around. He's opting to reverse through. Oh, little slip there. And just scoops up the marker and gets rid of it. Heads down to the ground for a loop around, completely out of the view of any camera. A little rising sun there. This one is, I don't know if any angle really shows how bad this gate placement is. I mean, it's about a 7-inch wide slot between those two obstacles, let's call them. Now he's got to try to motivate himself over into the little channel there, the Leviathan proper. This is mostly taking part on the newer face portion. There were some compromising choices made, because in an effort to streamline the principal photography portion of this, it was the gates were oriented in such a way as that no cameras had to be moved. Also, you can see a little sun dappling over there on the far left side. Oh, also, I'll get back to that. You'll notice Blue Sky High dropping off the course there, almost as if he bypassed that gate. And there is a reason for that. Some unforeseen circumstances. He was inspected. He was given the opportunity to continue back out on the course and see what he could make of it. And you might be able to notice there, he's now effectively only got rear steer. The front end is not turning at all. And he has ejected himself over. Oh, he's managed to right himself, and he's going to attempt to come back to make a run at gate. I think he's through 5. Yes, he's through 5. So the only gate he has remaining is gate 6. So this rollover, this particular rollover does not impact his score. And here is why. When he did that pop past gate 5, landed on a rock, both screws in the clamping horn were just gone, and it stripped all the teeth out. He had no front steering left. It is not a DNF due to the scoring system implemented in the 6 gates several months ago. No more DNFs in the 6 gate. You will pull a score. If you break on gate 1, you're still going to pull a score. So Argentum is already underway here. While I was going on about Blue Sky High, let's see how he chooses to attack gate 1. And of the members of the Crawler Canyon fleet, aside from, I think, Lil Fella, the extremely short wheel-based MST Jimny, these are the shortest shocks, 80 millimeters on Argentum the Phoenix, a ostensibly box stock Phoenix. He has an aluminum motor plate, and he has the aluminum bearing carriers and the aluminum standoffs in the gearbox. But other than that, there's nothing. He was built from the kit, painted, put together, fitted with a Castle powertrain. Those JConcepts Tusks have been on there almost since day one. I think he drove maybe twice on the stock tires. Oh, a little drop down there. He's employing I think we've seen another competitor use a similar technique here where you just lunge through the gate, roll down to the bottom, and hope for the best. Vanquish click is getting pretty pronounced, but as has been alluded to before, it does not seem to affect the performance in any way. Wrapping around now to head through 4. Yes, 4. Well, you can hear the click really good right there. See how he does on 4. He dropped into that little ravine canyon. What is a very narrow canyon called? I guess a narrow canyon is a ravine. Dropped into that ravine pretty well. Almost put himself into gate 5 to his own displeasure. Do a little dig spin at the top. Took it up onto the flat, which is, I think, a smart move, really. Now we'll see how ground clearance and tire grip handle this. It's shaped sort of like the prow of a boat in between the two markers. So what's effectively happening is it wants to shove the rig one way or the other, and then comes directly out onto a fairly sizable obstacle. He's going to come all the way down and reset himself on the flat for 6. Trying to reorient my brain here. The right-hand marker for 6 is directly adjacent to the flag, the 6 flag. You can see just the top of it there. So we'll see how he orients himself. He went for that the patented Argentum lunge, but didn't have enough purchase on the front wheel to get up over the top. Either way, completes his run through Leviathan, leaving just Colonel Mustard, who will be towing up to the line here. He is definitely ready to go. Colonel Mustard, of course, an SCX10 of sorts, the owner of this particular vehicle. doesn't like plastic, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. Aside from axle housings, and I think one of the chassis braces is still plastic. But other than that, the Mustard is metal and still does not have his own wheel set. This is the hand-me-down, pass-it-around, cut and siped canyon trails on hair buns. A little shift in camera angle here, as what was camera 2, the battery died. So we're down to 3 cameras, and sometimes more cameras is better. Just a little slide there, a little bump. And it's hung up. Oh, manages to power it through. The Colonel's clutch, let's just lay it out like it is. The Colonel's clutch was not addressed between Undertaker and Leviathan. It did not occur to anyone. See, that's one of those things. That's why the Colonel's clutch slips as much as it does. You don't think about it, you know? You don't think about it until it's catching. And if you've ever had to adjust the slipper clutch on the contraption that is a 10-3 gearbox, it's not something that you just grab a wrench and sit down. You know, you could tighten a slipper clutch on a TRX4 in probably like 2 minutes. You could tighten a slipper clutch on a 10-2 based gearbox in like 10 seconds. The 10-3 gearbox requires some disassembly to get to the clutch at all, and even then, it's not easy to get to. So he makes do with what he's got, and he's never going to pop a drive shaft. I think it really just needs to be just the tiniest bit tighter. He's still got good bump for someone as heavy as he is. And his dig works now. It doesn't work super great. I don't think... I wouldn't put the dig capability of the 10-3 gearbox up. Oh, see, here's some real... Yeah, just completely stuck. Bumper went in, rear tire got hooked, and what has happened now is a little bit of an Austin Powers. He was given some time, but I think the bumpers are keeping the wheels just off the ground. So he's given some time to try to extricate himself. Does not work. The way it works around here is you're reset to the most recently cleared gate. He didn't even make it to 5. So this time he's going to try to dig through the bottom and not risk falling off that cliff again. And in this case, possibly a good idea. Has not struck the marker on 5 yet. Well, little camera parallax there. Try to get that bumper over. Now he's got a really wide arc here for 6. And it put him directly atop the marker. I don't think he had a chance to avoid that. Now he's dropped off. The Colonel insisted that he swing back around and pass through start finish. We were like, it's like ceremonial, dude. We don't like. And he said, no, I'm gonna go through. So he motors through, and that ends Group 1 here in Run 2 out at Leviathan. And that's going to take us directly to our good friend, the scoreboard. Short explanation. We've got, there's the scorecard, but Max has now been added to the list. Blue Sky High used just 1 reverse, which is pretty good. He's got 4-wheel steer. He did strike 2 gates, and he did not have a rollover because the rollover took place while he was trying to clear gate 6, where he broke. So he got a gate max for that. That's 19 points, giving him a total on the day of 35. Not great, not terrible. Argentum did not need a reverse, but he did strike 3 gates. One of them was just a brusher if he caught it. He did not roll over, and of course he did not have a gate max. He stayed on his feet, as it were. So he ends the day with 21 points, which by the looks of this course layout, that's not bad. Colonel Mustard reversed twice. He struck 3 gates, possibly 4, and he rolled over. So but did not take home a max. So that actually gives him a second place tying 35 points. So here's a look at the leaderboard as it stood after run 1. A little yellow with his conspicuous 0. And then here we'll take a look at the leaderboard as it stands for run 2. Argentum out in the lead there in a 2-way tie for second. And lastly, we'll look at the grand final run 1+2, where we only have 3 to show. Argentum with what would appear to be a sizable lead over both Blue Sky High and Colonel Mustard, but we're going to see how this shakes out as Leviathan continues on. Leviathan does not look like it's going to go easy on anyone. So here at the Invitational, we are, I don't even know what percentage of the way through, but there's the winner on the day, and as there have only been 3 run at Leviathan, the current leader, Argentum, the Phoenix. And we will see. Leviathan looks pretty tough. We will see how that holds up, and I don't think the grand finale at Sultan's Curse is going to be any easier. So let's wish them all luck as they make their way towards the conclusion of the Invitational.